Happy Monday, everybody. It's Dr. Matt with Full Potential Chiropractic with your tip of the week on how to get better results faster. Just want to shout out for a couple things here. Awesome turnout for the wine and canvas. Looked like all the ladies had a wonderful time. If you guys want more of that type of stuff, let us know. We'd be happy to put it on. Everybody had fun, I would say, but I think it was more for a great cause, for Project Hope, and we'll have the giving tree coming up here as Christmas gets a little bit closer. So stay tuned for that. Also, we do have our stress around the holidays workshop coming up. So how to tackle a lot of the stress that the holidays bring, right? So holidays are a great time, but it's also quite stressful, whether mentally and emotionally, physically, chemically. And we're going to talk about the chemical side of it today. And hopefully you guys can sort of tighten up a lot of your lifestyles and how you eat around the holidays or just at any party, social gathering, restaurant. So it was actually a question that someone asked me in the office last week. It was how to stay on track with your health goals, eating wise, when you go to a social event or a restaurant or a party. I guess there's a lot to unpack here, but I'll try to answer as much as I can. Is let's say if it's a social event, right? And you're not bringing your own food, right? Everything's catered in. I would try to get as much information as possible on this event. Is there hors d'oeuvres? Is it going to be a big meal? Is it buffet style, right? I know a lot of this stuff's probably not presented to you, but usually if you can find an email address, just ask, because a lot of these people are very considerate of dietary habits, so they may have the menu already laid out. If it's, it's not going to be really healthy, right? It's, maybe it's, I don't know, a burger and a beer or something, right? Try to plan your day around it, right? Eat veggies, lean meats throughout your day, so you're leading up into it is going to be very healthy. If you don't know absolutely what it's going to be, then eat before you go, right? Be partially full. Don't be rude where you have to not eat at all. You can taste or enjoy the experience a little bit, but go partially full to it so you don't feel like you're overindulging. If it's where food tables are set aside and you just pick as go, stay away from the food tables, right? Have your back to it when socializing, right? So you're not always in eye view of it. If it's a restaurant, again, gather as much as you can about this restaurant, right? Whether you go to Yelp, Facebook, Instagram, whatever it may be, right? Maybe they have a website. Try to get as much information as you can. Again, if you don't have any information, try to eat a little bit before you go to help you out. If you're at a restaurant, they have bread, chips and salsa, which is my favorite. Move it away from the table or move it closer to somebody else. Let them indulge in it. Or just, if the whole party is for it, right, just have it removed from the table, right? So it, keeps away that strong urge. Stick with something right? If you're used to, like me, right, eating meat and, whether it's chicken, steak, turkey burger, turkey, chicken, fish, whatever it may be, right? And have, lean protein and a veggie or a side salad, right? Something that's easy to track. If you guys are tracking your food with macros or on a food app, right, that's going to be the best way to go. Look out for words like oil, butter, fried, caramelized, something with a sauce, right? See if you can get the sauce on the side, right? Just little things that you can do along the way to help you keep on track. You're not going to be perfect 100% the first time you go out, but you will be a lot better and bulletproofing your lifestyle when you go to a restaurant. Let's say, for example, this is a very popular one, is if you're going to a pizza place, right? So there's really not much outside of pizza when you go to something like that. So try to understand, is it deep dish? Is it regular, thin crust, right? Toppings, right? Try to get a vegetable topping, right? Something lower in calories. I'm not completely against carbs, but you got to watch out for the carbs, high fatty toppings. There's going to be tons of cheese, tons of carbs in the bread. So if anything that you can reduce, your intake of those carbs and high fat foods, it'd be wonderful. Or if you're just looking for a good meal, right? And you've been tracking your food for so long and you've been very diligent, consistent, and you just want to go out and enjoy one meal, right? Go enjoy it, right? There's nothing wrong with just enjoying one meal. just make sure that one meal doesn't transfer into 3 and 4 different meals where you fall off the wagon. And then for those of you that I know have been asking or been thinking, you're like, okay, so what do you do about alcohol or dessert, at the end? My take on that is I don't like dessert, so it's pretty easy for me. But if you like both, choose one or the other, right? I'm not saying restrict calories, but they do all add up in the end. Now you're thinking, oh, what about the alcohol that doesn't have calories, or it's only 5 calories per drink with all the seltzers and different things, right? Like that, right? When it's actually broken down in your body, it actually creates more of a carb response. So we can talk more about that later if you guys want to do it, and I can give you an app to show you different things on what alcohol actually does to your body outside of their carb and calorie intake. Hopefully this helps you guys. Hopefully you can stay on track with your lifestyles or your diets or your health goals, whatever they may be this holiday season and going forward into 2020. If you guys have any more questions, just post them below. I'll double back and answer them for you guys. Have a great